TH18 looks balanced, but the meta is extremely narrow. And that's the real problem.
What's up guys, this is Lex from Clash of Lux. Today we're breaking down the real TH18 balance situation. We'll see what's dominating right now, why the meta feels limited, and how small changes could make a big difference. Watch till the end, some of these insights could completely change the way you play TH18. So let's dive in and see what's really happening at TH18. Current TH18 meta. Right now at TH18, competitive play revolves around a small focused group of strategies, Hydra variations, Root Rider compositions, Meteor Golem composition, Thrower composition, heavy smash setups with rage and totem support. These strategies aren't broken, they're consistent. And at the highest level, consistency wins wars. Here's the real issue. When only 4 or 5 strategies are considered optimal, everything else slowly becomes secondary. TH18 isn't unbalanced in raw power, it's balanced, but that balance is concentrated within a very small strategic core. History shows us something if we look back at previous town halls. TH14 brought Queen Charge Hybrid and Lalo dominance. Pets reshaped the rhythm of every attack. TH15 became the era of precision. Monolith and Spell Towers demanded perfect execution. TH16 introduced Root Riders, and suddenly the ground meta exploded. See the pattern? The healthiest eras weren't the easiest, they were the most diverse. And that brings us back to today. So the real question isn't, is TH18 strong? It's this. Does it give players real strategic freedom, or just a refined shortlist? Why does the meta feel so narrow right now? It's not random, and it's definitely not luck. There are clear reasons behind it. First, defensive damage scaling is extremely high, which means risky swarm strategies get punished almost instantly. Second, splash damage is everywhere, making bats, witches, and lighter ground troops struggle to survive long enough to create real value. Third, spell efficiency heavily favors rage and totem, while heal, clone, and even the bat spell feel far less impactful at this level. And finally, some classic troops aren't actually weak. They're simply outclassed, because true balance doesn't mean equal strength. It means equal opportunity. Small buffs that could open the meta, we don't need massive reworks, just small buffs that can open the meta again. The rest, you can understand from the slide. This design is created by me, focused on micro-scaling changes. These aren't game-breaking buffs, they're not meta-destroying changes, they're meta-opening adjustments. Small leverage, big strategic ripple, and I didn't list everything, only the troops and spells that are barely used right now. The goal? Make unused strategies viable again, because metas don't explode, they unlock. How meta shifts actually happen? Now here's something very important. Meta shifts do not happen because everything gets buffed. They happen because one small change unlocks everything else. Meta changes when one underused troop gets a small buff, one spell becomes slightly more valuable, or a new synergy quietly changes pathing logic. That's it. Not chaos, not massive reworks, just leverage. Example. Root Riders. Think about it. When Root Riders came, the ground meta exploded. Not because every troop got stronger, but because one troop changed pathing logic. Walls became less reliable as delay systems. That single interaction made Smash stronger, made Royal Champion charges easier, made ground pushes more forgiving, more consistent. One troop. Massive ripple effect. That's how metas evolve. Applying this to TH18, now imagine this at TH18. A stronger miner unlocks hybrid again. A better Valkyrie unlocks smash diversity. A stronger bat spell brings back surgical ground attacks. A scaled golem unlocks witch-based pushes. Suddenly, we have miner hybrid, Valk Smash, background, Golem Witch. Not because everything changed, but because the door was open. When more strategies are viable, copy-paste attacks decrease. And suddenly, base reading matters more. Planning matters more. Skill truly matters more. Variety creates creativity. And creativity creates excitement. Now let me say this clearly. This is not criticism towards Supercell. Town Hall 18 is one of the most technically balanced town halls we've ever seen in Clash of Clans. And that deserves respect. But even the most balanced metas need evolution. Because small rotations, small shifts, are what keep the game feeling fresh. Every town hall in Clash history had a defining strategy. We all remember them. But the best eras, the ones we look back on with nostalgia, were the eras of variety. TH18 has the foundation. It has the balance. It has the stability. It just needs a trigger. Because balance creates stability, but variety creates excitement. And excitement is what keeps Clash alive. So pause for a second. Think about it. What troop do you think deserves a comeback? And if you love deep strategic breakdowns like this, subscribe to Clash of Laksh. Because we don't just play the meta, we understand it.